name is Shelby Everett, and I'm a political science major here at Troy University. Today I'm going to be discussing the different leadership styles present in the movie Remember the Titans. I will discuss which leadership styles presented in the movie that I would most like to emulate and why. I will discuss an interaction in the movie where followership was present and what leadership style was used in conjunction with it. I will lastly discuss some of the organizational culture concerns that the leaders have to address to move to organization to a level of desired change, and how Coach Boone and Coach Yost either hindered or contributed to the desired level of change. Remember the Titans has different leadership styles presented. Both the leaders in the movie try to motivate the players in their own ways. Good leaders motivate others to develop qualities and train them to do better. This movie shows how coaches and team players show their leadership qualities and strengths as leaders. Coach Boone had an authoritative leadership style. Boone believed that through cooperation of the entire team, the ultimate goal of a win could be accomplished. He also believed that each player needed to understand each other's culture in order to get along and play as a team. He had a very clear vision of how to succeed as a team and how to have a strong team. He also possessed transactional leadership. He would punish the players if they were doing something wrong directly or indirectly, which helped him to control the team through his authoritative power. He wanted to have a strong winning team that could work together and respect each other. Coach Yost used a more democratic leadership style. Coach Yost would discuss issues with the players personally and try to solve problems one-on-one versus in front of the entire team. In the movie, Yost could handle difficult situations with ease. He kept his players calm and cool. He had influence over the players and was able to coach them individually if a need arose. He was a calm and relatable coach and not as strict and straightforward as Coach Boone. I would most like to emulate Coach Yost's leadership style. He seemed to be more laid back and calm. He was more democratic than authoritative when it came to his leadership style. While I do think that it is important to have authority and be respected as a leader, I also find that it is important to be approachable and personable at the same time. I like the way that Coach Yost could address the players individually and help solve problems on a more personal level versus addressing it as a whole. I think this helped the players respect him in a different way than Coach Boone. There was a situation in the movie when during a game a player was injured with a broken wrist and was replaced by Ronnie. Coach Boone and Ronnie have a short conversation in which Coach Boone says to Ronnie that he is the colonel and he has to command his troops. Coach Boone's dialogue here shows that he believes in his team because of their level of competence and commitment to the game and their coach. One player from the team stands up and gives a small speech to the entire team, demanding and expecting more from them than Coach Boone. The scene tells us that the team doesn't need much support at this time from the coach. Coach Boone realizes this and gives the responsibility to the players. In this situation, I think that Coach Boone has displayed transformational leadership because he was able to evoke an obvious change in his players. The players in turn are showing characteristics of star followers. They have been able to learn from their leader, and now they are able to be responsible for themselves and respect each other in order to form a team that can put aside their differences and work together. Remember the Titans is the story of two schools, one white and one black, that were forced to integrate into one in Virginia in the 1970s. Coach Boone, who is a black man, gets the position as head coach, and Coach Yost, who is a white man, becomes his assistant. The team is forced to put aside their differences and racial tensions in order to come together as a team. It took some time for the coaches to even have respect for each other, so in turn tensions were high when the team first merged together. Coach Boone had a certain level of seniority and had pride in himself. He always wanted the team to succeed and perform above standards as he had very high expectations. He also taught his team that quitting doesn't do any good for anyone and it won't solve any problems. Coach Boone passed a message to us that if life doesn't treat you fairly, You must try your best until you reach your own goals and don't lose hope easily. This vision helped the Titans be successful and win. I think that Coach Boone and Coach Yost were both able to help the team reach a desired level of change. At the beginning, tensions were high and the players did not get along. However, with positive leadership and coaching from both coaches, they were able to become a team and win together. I have discussed the different leadership styles presented in the movie Remember the Titans. I also addressed which leadership style I would most like to emulate as a leader and why. I also presented an interaction between a leader and a follower and discussed which type of followership was present and what leadership style was used in conjunction with the situation. Finally, I discussed the organizational cultural concerns that had to be addressed in order for the organization to reach a desired level of change, and how Coach Boone and Coach Yost contributed to helping the organization reach that desired level of change. Thank you so much for listening. This concludes my briefing.